Donald Trump joining the likes of George Bush the father and Jimmy Carter the peanut farmer in losing re-election as sitting presidents, and a bunch of mindless criminals brutally massacring the future minds of Afghanistan. Hi, I'm Fabs, and those were and these are the hashtags and the stories we will be looking into in depth on today's edition of Hashtag Trending. So if you're ready, let's cut right into them. Donald Trump has now about 10 bitter weeks to vacate the Oval Office. He will need to use this time wisely to come to terms with the fact that his tweets will be getting much less exposure and reshares. He will also need to talk his supporters into facing up to the reality in which he's no longer the POTUS.
Reporter, what happened? So the guy in the puffy ass jacket and face mask just... Reporter, what happened? So the guy in the puffy ass jacket and face mask just fucking pushed the girl on the ground and fucking...
My daughter!
What happened? I'm a reporter.
Pepper-sprayed eyes can be washed out and bruised faces will eventually heal. But lost lives will never return. So a few punches thrown here and there and a couple of gas canisters fired won't hurt even a tiny bit as much as when some person is actually killed. So Tokyo Wave wrote on Twitter that shooting on E Pike and 10th Avenue in Seattle, Capitol Hill. Here's a video. So FYI, this happened during celebrations for Biden's victory. Celebrations. Ryan Hartwig wrote on Twitter that supporters of U.S. President Donald Trump rallied by the Arizona state capitol in Phoenix. Here's the video.
Studley senator said, as he said, if this isn't done, don't allow yours to either. So it's so important.
The sooner the supporters of Trump come to terms with the reality, the better it is for the integrity of the American society. Justin Yao wrote on Twitter that tensions arose during a rally held by supporters of U.S. President Donald Trump in Salem, Oregon, as part of a nationwide Stop the Steal campaign. Here's the video. There were more of these protests all around the United States, and here's one more. Daniel Bostic posted that Stop the Steal, Trump supporters decry election results in Atlanta. Here's the video. This is about time when we would normally bring out Ali Reza for the viral photo section, but this week he has something else in mind. He will explain it to you himself.
Thank you, Fab. So while we sit at home drinking our filtered ice-cold water that we got from the fridge and not even think twice about it, there's a whole bunch of indigenous Canadian people that don't have that luxury, that don't have access to clean drinking water. So it seemed fitting that we switch the viral photos that we had to this one at the last minute because, you know, it's a new revelation and we want to see the social media's reaction to this. So let's go with the first tweet by Tabora Berman. This sign is breaking my heart. Can't stop thinking about it. Literally hundreds of indigenous communities in Canada do not have clean drinking water. Recently, I heard of a First Nation community that literally has to buy drinking water from a neighboring town. Here's what the sign reads. A full generation of our youth have not experienced clean drinking water that we take for granted. This next one by Larry Neufeld. The human rights to water and sanitation was recognized as a human rights by the UN General Assembly on 28th of July 2010. It's 2020 and Canada has still not provided safe drinking water to many Indigenous communities. Will our Prime Minister brag about this on his human rights record? So the next time you hear Trudeau bragging about human rights or attacking other countries for their supposed violation of human rights, just remind yourself of what has been happening to these Indigenous communities in Canada all this time. And the last one by Noah J. Sabick. Canada has the world's second largest supply of fresh water, but 169 First Nation communities have limited or no access to it. #human rights.
The terrorist affiliated with Daesh targeted the graduation ceremony of the future lawyers and judges of Afghanistan. One thing that these fanatics are missing out on is that bullets will never be able to stop the spread of information. The one practical way to counter violent extremism, which is deeply rooted in misinformation. Some really horrifying scenes unfolded in classrooms and the campus of Kabul University after the attackers opened fire on terrified students, some of which managed to scale up the walls and escape the massacre. So, Shamshad News wrote on Twitter that footage shows students leaving the Kabul University compound, Afghanistan. Here's the video. Sometimes words fail to convey the real feelings that you have for some incident. So Ifra wrote on Twitter, a wounded student of Kabul University attack. Here's the video. What could a student have possibly done wrong to deserve such sort of treatment by these sort of people? So, to the next one, Mr. Rashid Ahmed wrote on Twitter that strongly condemned the brutal attack on Kabul University students. What kind of jihad is this killing innocent students? I don't think this sort of actions are called jihad. M.R. Javadi Yagana wrote, although the terrorists took the lives of the youth of Afghanistan, the alliance between Tehran and Kabul is a clear answer to those who think they can intimidate us. Video mapping of Azadi Tower by Tehran municipality is a sign of our solidarity and sympathy. So, FYI, this is the landmark of Tehran. This is Azadi Tower being projected with a flag of Afghanistan as a sign of solidarity. Here's the video. Well, that's it for another edition of #Trending. I sincerely hope that you liked it. If you did, you're more than welcome to give us a follow here and here. Until next week, it's bye-bye.